went out there getting tied up 2-2 at one point, and then finally going over to, oh goodness gracious me, now I've already forgot the match, and I wrote everything down. Give me 1 second. Sleep
Matches
problem.
were China versus New Zealand.
No, Australia.
Australia.
That's what it was at the very beginning. Yeah.
Trying to remember who's in and who's out.
It was.
And then you have Italy versus
crazy
Korea,
fight.
and then Norway versus Taiwan, and then you have Poland versus Russia. I watched Poland versus Russia. That was a fairly. It was actually weird because like Poland just dropped maps that they shouldn't have, but they held on anyway. They basically like they were playing the Sakura no Uta map, the annoying nomad one with lots of the star things, and both Wobblewolf and I can't remember the name of the other player. They both dropped on the very last pattern, and then gave the win over to Russia. That was quite funny.
Yeah. Speaking of the Italy versus Korea match, I see in the chat there's a couple people wondering why it's 5-1. You're just as curious as I am to that. I actually saw it go down, but that was looking to be a sweep in favor of Korea, and then out of nowhere, Italy's like, no, we're not getting sweep. We're taking at least 1 point, and they managed to get a point. And I'm not exactly sure how it went down. I even have here on my notes that what? It just has what? Because I do believe it was a pretty tight victory for Italy, and yeah, they did manage not to get swept, which is very impressive.
Indeed.
Korea was with a very, very strong team.
Yeah, HDHR. Does people call him My Aim Sucks now? Is that just his name now? Oh, what is this map?
Going by. It looks like it's going to be our first warm-up. It's Black Swallowtail. It's the lowest difficulty. And there are a lot of pretty waifus all over this background. And then I think...
I'd be very grateful if you never said that word again in my presence.
Oh,
thank you.
Well, it's going to happen, man. Like, if
anime
I don't
is
say
both a
chat.
blight and an unfortunate existence on the face of OC. So.
Oh no.
Sorry, but that's just the way the world is. Okay, what is it though? This seems relatively straightforward.
Yeah, this looks like a pretty easy practice map here. I wouldn't say easy for everybody, but it does look very straightforward, as you said. A little bit of jump practice. Pretty simple 1/2 rhythms, though, for the most part so far.
Yep, it's just fairly jumpy. You've got some repetitive patterns, you've got some nice triangles, repetitive triangles, but everyone seems to be doing fine with that. James Knight dropping, got some streams after some single tap patterns. Very, very good for building up star difficulty. You got a very dense stream here, spaces out a bit, catches quite a few people. Doomsdays are holding strong. You've got Mr. Zom and Musty and Flavin all holding. Flavin with the SS, doing pretty well indeed. You got some fairly annoying jump streams that you've got to deal with there. Relatively slow slider section, and then the jumps get even more chaotic. And you can start to see this map may actually be quite high in the star rating. Although Flavin has decided that he doesn't like getting 100s, so he won't. And that's how he's just going to live his life. And that's perfectly fine with everyone else in the game, apparently. Probably not the UK, but I'm sure his team would be pretty happy if he continued doing this into the actual matches.
You can see Musty actually drawing a smiley face, having fun with the warm-up here. And that's good to see. Not too many devastating breaks here, as everyone holds a pretty high relative accuracy. Flavin, as you said, not really trying to lower the accuracy there, as he does kind of hit the 1/100 there, dropping his accuracy to 99.88.
And believe me, I am very disappointed. He's got some more hundreds on that stream. Things were going so well, but there's 2 FCs on the side of France, and you've got Doomsday holding strong on the UK side. So this map basically is, it's kind of very repetitive almost. You got some of the same patterns. It seems almost, yeah, you see these patterns almost inverted from before, and from earlier on in the map. Which isn't a bad thing, because it's just good for mapping relatively hard practice difficulties and things like that, but... Oh, that stream was a bit nasty. All kinds of variable spacing coming out, and you've got all the sliders as well. Stream gets more and more spaced. Only 2 FCs currently standing. Got Doomsday and Farven both doing very well. The accuracy is pretty ridiculous, and he's missed. And Doomsday remains the only bastion of hope for the FC. Got the last quarter of the map coming up.
Pretty ridiculous spacing in between those streams there. As you can see, the cursors have to have like a jerking motion there.
It's not they're not mapped in the same stream though, so it's not that bad.
Yeah.
You got some sliders as well to break it up, so it's not horrible for stamina. And we're hitting 1.4k combo. Doomsday shows no thing. And the UK is leading by a tiny margin, 1,000 points at this point. But overall, the UK is suffering in accuracy compared to the French side, so. But Doomsday is God.
That might be something to look towards as the match continues, but during these warm-ups here, it really just goes to see who actually put the most time into the map pool. As the scores aren't really as far, there's not a definite like crushing going on here, so it could go either way.
I mean, Doomsday's just crushed the map. There's plenty of crushing going on. You just need to find it. Doomsday's crushed 1,637 circles in a perfect fashion.
Very true, but Doomsday alone won't be able to get a victory there for the UK.
I can believe, okay?
I can believe. You can believe, but unfortunately with Score V2, your beliefs are just going to go right into the trash can because it's not the way it works.
Okay. So the UK wants to skip the warm-up. The France want another warm-up. The UK's kind of gone, we just want to play the game. Alright, so we're skipping the warm-up and we're going straight into it.
That is very, it's very bold. I mean, if they feel up to it, they're up to it, and that's no problem, but I definitely would want to get all my warm-ups in that I could. Granted, I did not get to play too much beforehand, but I have no idea if the France team was practicing beforehand. If so, then that's totally understandable. Too much warming up can lead to stamina problems later on in the match, and then sad days for everyone.
Yeah, I think most people, I think pretty much everyone in this match has been warming up for quite a while beforehand. Oh, they've designated Carthy to roll. He is the roller for this match. I'm awaiting this number. It's going to be a great number. It's going to be the best number.
Ooh, 50.
That's not too high and it's not too low. It's just right.
Right in the middle. Indifferent.
Crazy. Oh, this is a bit where everything slows down. Musty, unfortunately, comes up short. 3 points short. If he tried a little bit harder, maybe he could have got the roll. But unfortunately, things are going to go in the favour of the UK.
That's actually a very close roll, all things considered.
All right.
Alright, the rolls should be rolls. Goodness. I'm gonna sleep. The band should be coming out in just a few moments.
Well, I think we'll be saying Poinsettia go out. Anything else is a bit out there. You can see some of the hard rock, well, the more difficult hard rock pick get knocked out. The one with everyone gets low accuracy on it. I can't remember the name of it. Gimir or something. 92% accuracy overall or something for all of these matches so far on it. So everyone's kind of struggled with it.
Yeah, it looks like they're going with if I'm not mistaken, does Kami-sama?
That's the 284 BPM one, isn't it?
Yeah, so I'm guessing they're going to go ahead and get rid of that.
They both ban the same thing. So, yeah, see? Okay, we've got the super high BPM annoying single tap map. Now that one's gone. And we've got the super low accuracy, everyone has really trouble getting any combo on hard rock map, that's also gone. And we've got the first pick coming out from the side of the United Kingdom. probably going to be seeing maybe some Nomad or DT to start off. Might go with some hard rock, but I don't think the UK is going to go towards that very much, as indicated by their first ban.
Yeah, one of the good things that we've seen so far with this map pool is that there are a lot of players playing different things. We've actually seen the entire free mod pool already used, and I guess we're just about halfway into the round of 16 this weekend.
Oh yeah, we are just a bit past. Yeah, this is match 5. So we've got Bahamut just decides he wants to play Avalon. That was unexpected, so they decided to go for the one of the more streamy maps in the pool. It's not the most streamy, but it's got a few complex patterns. It's got some hidden streams within single taps. It's got a slightly annoying jump section and a slider, which you can slider break on if you're not quite paying attention. But I think they've probably practiced it quite a bit, and I think most players on the UK side are comfortable playing hidden, so it shouldn't be too bad. For the French side, I'm not sure how they're going to respond. Got OP James being sent in. He is the UK's resident hidden player. He plays hidden with literally everything. So it'll be interesting to see how he does.
All right, and it looks like we're going to a lot of people earlier this morning might have noticed that our first match kind of started on a little bit of the slow side. We actually ran over onto the next match as well. Now the tournament guys have been working with the players of the OWC to try to kind of combat that a little bit, and it looks like they might actually give that a shot. So we might actually see timed testing, which means the players will have roughly about 180 seconds to pick their map and have everything locked in and ready to go. And hopefully that will speed things up, as we do have some times where we're sitting there 3 to 4 minutes in between waiting for a selection, and we're trying to streamline that more and make sure that everyone gets an enjoyable experience and we're not running into our other contestants' time slots.
So basically we just want things to be quick and efficient and get things done. And we're going into the first map, the United Kingdom's pick. So I think France should do pretty well. They've got a lot of good hidden players, a lot of good nomad players, and this map isn't too difficult. I'm sure everyone is perfectly fine with streaming. It's like 200 BPM or maybe a bit less, and it's not very long. Streams are like 20 notes at most.
Yeah, and that kind of comes with the mapper there. As you can see, this is Gauze Extra, and if you're new to GAW maps, then this might be a little bit weird for you, but if you've played their maps before, they got a very stylized approach when it comes to streams and things like that. They're really simple to hold as long as you keep your wits about you. The jumps on his maps might be a little bit crazy, and as we see, Doomsday drops there as well with Fair.
You're ahead of me, yeah.
Just a tad bit, maybe.
Yeah, I'm just thinking at the start of this map, you got to be careful with the rhythm. Sometimes you have single taps, which are slightly oddly timed, but for the most part, this part of the map is usually free combo. This is the evil cider that I talk about. And OP James, no! He's had a bit of a nightmare with that cider. That will come back to haunt him. And then you got the little bit of the stream there. Not many people getting the 100s there. Some people playing that for the first time actually miss. But obviously people aren't no mapping this in the OWC, so that's good to see. And this bit of the map is very slow, and then it's going to start getting a little bit more jumpy and some more sliders. This is probably the pretty boring section of the map that everyone just kind of sits through and just enjoys their combo building up. We got a point lead coming out from France. It's not major. We've got 2 FCs on the side of the UK, and we've got 2 on France, but with a slight combo lead.
We actually will see a miss from Flavin as well, if I'm not mistaken, and that is going to give that lead back over to the UK.
Should do in a bit, provided no one misses silly. And there we go, the lead is back there. So now we enter the mainstream section. It's not too rough, but some act might drop here. We've got Carthy sitting on almost 99%. We've got Musty sitting on 99.4. The Poon sitting with an FC also on 99.5. And if it continues like this, we can expect the UK to take this first map. Some act dying. Oh, yeah, everyone's just falling a bit, except for Musty, who's just ascending into the accuracy heavens. Oh, the lead is just... It's not that much, but it's there. Come on. Just a bit longer. There we go. And we hit the final spinner, and the UK will take the map with a lead of about 120,000 points, depending on people spinning to win.
Yeah, that came in very good for the United Kingdom. They were able to secure that victory quite easily there, but it was well fought. There was a very good chance France could have took that. We did see some drops near the end there that gave the United Kingdom a chance to pull that ahead, and with them staying calm and consistent, they were able to take that victory.
Indeed. And not too many people fell victim to the cider of doom. Doomsday will just be not happy they missed early on, but thankfully, Bahamut and Carthy decided that they were going to pull things through. Credit goes to Musty, who decided that he didn't want to hit many hundreds. He hit a 50, which happens sometimes, but he's generally playing pretty well. So that was a very, very even performance. So the next map could go either way.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, the thing about hitting a 50, as long as that's the only thing you hit, you don't have any shame in that. Like, if you've got no 100s and everything else is 300s, 150, you could look that over. You still had an excellent play. But if you start to hit more than 1 or 2 50s, you should question just your approach and that math.
Oh yeah, there's this whole new timer system in terms of you have 120 seconds, I think it is, to decide your pick and if you want to do swaps and things. So we're just trying to hurry things up to make things a bit more efficient. I think you talked about this earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we'll be seeing what's happening. I don't know if they're probably going to wait to see the pick, and then once we see the pick, then they'll decide. And Musty just decides he wants to play poinsettia. He wants it. That's an interesting choice. I think the UK have been preparing lots of air, and they just change up their entire roster for this.
Yeah, and one of the things that we can kind of point out is that while it might take a little bit of time and we are trying to keep everything fast, this is experimental. They will be lenient with it this time. There'll definitely be something written up for next week on how that'll actually work, but we will get to see if this does speed the process.
Okay.
Also, for those that might not have seen it, Juan has been predicting the match outcome since last weekend. And he's been right with everything. So, like, everybody just make sure to be careful of Juan Crystal. I'm pretty sure they might be like half witch. Or they have a crystal ball.
Do they? Are they heavier than a goose? That is the question that must be answered. Because if they are, then, or even if they're anywhere near, if they're half witch, then I don't know. Determining witchcraft is very, very difficult. But as we head into the second pick, France will also go for the hidden pool. Musty picks it for his side. So they bring in Phil's Dilemma. You bring in Nero, who is he's pretty good at playing hidden, I think. I think most people could agree with that. He's got some good hidden scores on some maps people may know. Not going to name drop them right now. We start off relatively slowly. Musty coming out with a 50% accuracy with solid. Ooh. Doomsday already dropping. Bahamut also dropping as well. Oh no. And OP James dropping as well. Everyone is just missing everything. Alright, but let's look at the bright. So we've got Nero and Musty and Carthy holding the 3 FCs in this match so far.
Very much so. It's kind of weird to see 2 hidden picks in a row there. But this one is so much slower than the one we saw before. I feel like that might have a little bit to do with the early drops in the beginning of this.
I think it's just literally it's poinsettia. It's difficult and it's awkward. And AR8 hidden when you play after any kind of AR, which is almost any high at all, you kind of are liable to misread and miss like that. And it's also just random misses. I don't think the BPM plays that much of a part in it, but I could be wrong. Yeah, we got Phil Salama missing as well, but then Carthy dropped his combo, so the highest combos now remain with Musty and Doomsday, and France is starting to well ahead, but they should lose their lead as it continues if OP James and Bahamut continue to full combo.
Yeah, that is very true. The lead is slowly starting to drain away as Carthy finds another miss that is going to only help
Bahamut
France keep
dropped
that
as well.
lead just a little bit. And Bahamut dropping, yeah, that is going to let them hang on to that little lead and actually grow it. But we will see a drop from Musty as well.
Oh,
and
he's
some
up.
anger. Zom and Fizz. Woo! That is
Everyone is just...
Yeah.
God bless you, OP James. You are the combo man as well as Doomsday. You've got two combos higher than 500 on the side of the United Kingdom. Accuracy has gone to die a little bit, but that's acceptable. Nero is sitting on the highest combo with 350 right now for me. It's just... I think the UK is going to build up quite a lead here, provided they don't horribly miss. But we are coming up to the... This bit is a bit more jumpy than the rest of it.
Very true. And unless the United Kingdom chokes on this section, though, they might have this in the bag.
It may well indeed. We got the last bit, which feels relatively relaxing, and here we go. The stars are coming. And no one has dropped on the stars so far. I suppose they're actually not that bad. They're relatively... Oh, he's just missed the first single tap, Bahamut. That's unfortunate. This is the difficult pattern. This is one you actually have to read for. And Bahamut is actually the only one to drop. Oh, Phil, he's also gone. But the field is generally performing pretty well on that section. I think pretty much everyone has practiced this quite a bit. Here's the awkward space. Doom's dropping, Mr. Zom dropping.
Ooh, that last bit right there is just mean.
Yeah.
All the anti-spacing in the world.
Yeah, this map just isn't very friendly to players, and the UK do just... Wait, hold on. Has he just disconnected and his score been lost, or what's happened here? Because I'm seeing they're ahead by 50. Is that the end result?
Let's see here. That is
it's 1-1,
absolutely ridiculous. Okay, let's make sure we get that 100% confirmed beforehand. I know sometimes there are drops, but
France won.
Wow.
Yeah, France has one. Okay.
Okay, so that was an actual drop?
I don't know. I think... I'm not sure. I literally...
See, I feel like this is what happened earlier today, and that's why I wrote what for South Korea and Italy. So
did he just...
maybe
Wait, did he just fail? Yeah, I think he just failed.
Oh, he failed. That's unfortunate.
I don't know quite what happened there. But yeah, so France will take their pick.
I'm gonna grab the MP link real quick and see exactly what happened.
Please do send that over. I want to investigate. With that, the hidden pool is exhausted, so we won't have to... We get to see the circles now, apart from if we would choose to do some free mod, in which case we can see the hidden come back. For some reason I feel like they're just kind of getting the hidden stuff out of the way, and then they can really just focus on the much simpler stuff.
Yep, he right out failed at the end, at the very end. That is quite unfortunate.
Well, they've decided after dropping that map, they are going to pick Wisdomiate. I'm not going to say that correctly at any point in my lifespan. But we've got 200 BPM, we've got OD9, we've got a decently high approach rate, and we've got lots and lots and lots of circles close to each other. So the side who can stream the best, the side who can hold their accuracy, the side who can not break on the annoying slider at some point between like 700 and 800 combo, I can't remember where it is, but I know it's there. The side that can do all that is probably going to have a decent chance of maybe almost sort of kind of taking the match. So, I look forward to it.
Yeah, the second half of this focus is more a bit on 1-8 repeat sliders, and it's risky for teams that are not used to score V2. And, you know, 200 BPM death streams are always fun on the fingers, you know. Great way to warm up.
Yeah, you see UK brings in Spook, you see France brings in the Poon. We got... These players are not strangers to moving their fingers very quickly.
Oh, man. That name gets me every time.
What, the Poon or Spook?
Not Spook. Spook's okay. I've named many a Ghastly after Spook, but it's all good.
Well, I'm going to assume it is. All right. So, as we head into the map, got some good no mod action going on. Probably going to be seeing Ack come to die on this map because getting a good action in a multiplayer is always a bit tricky. Musty probably is going to do pretty well in that department, but the Poon as well, he kind of FC's probably going to see like 98% or something like that. See how we do. Oh, we've got accuracy already dying on these sliders. Starts off relatively easy, and then are you ready? The streams are about to start. We've got the triple section.
Yeah, Bahamut will find himself a miss there, unfortunately, right before this mega stream section.
Yeah, but France will take the early lead. We got everyone FCing on their side. Everyone apart from Bahamut is currently full comboing. Accuracy suffering a little bit on the UK side. We've got 2 people above 99% on the French side. And these sliders are being a little bit tricky, but everyone holding strong through that section.
Yeah, this is where that practice with Score V2 would really come in handy here, as there's going to be a lot of sliders like that where jump leniency just isn't going to be as friendly as it was before. It doesn't want to play nice anymore, and our players are really going to have to make sure that they keep their cursors within the boundaries and get there with the proper timing in order not to find a miss.
Indeedy do. Well, everyone's doing pretty well, but the map is about to get into a bit of a difficulty spike after this relatively slow section. Oh, we got Mr. Zom missing. But France still hold the lead, but that will diminish if...
this is where drops can be very apparent if you let go of these things. Even at the slight wrong timing, you are going to see a break in your combo.
But everyone held on strong.
Excellent.
But the Ack advantage as well... I think the Ack advantage is going to hold this, provided that no one... no, okay. The UK will take the lead if this continues on. They have just enough time, provided they don't lose a huge amount of accuracy.
Yep, but ooh, it's close here, as the combos on the UK side are incredibly big here, but the combos are still pretty big. Mr. Zom.
Oh, Spook missing. That's going to hurt.
No.
That's going to come back to bite them now as we get into the end section, and France will take this third pick. Assuming no one misses every note from here and fails, that would be sad.
This drain is absolutely crazy. If you did miss something at the slowdown part, you'd have to worry about death.
Yeah, so we've got 3 misses the entire match. We've got 5 FCs. That is a pretty good showing all around. We've got 2 FCs above 99%. Generally just a good showing all around. But France will take the lead now, going into 2-1. They get their pick now. And this is where they can really start to push their advantage.
Yeah, that's very true. Getting a break point and having it in your favor is always the best way to look at this. But as time has told us, and we've seen before, just because you win a break point doesn't mean too much of anything. The comebacks are always real, and this is still anyone's game, as we're pretty early into it.
Indeed. So we've got a little bit of time. We're going to be doing some map selection. And then after the map selection, we will be doing some player replacement. And we'll see what happens from there. Okay, Musty decides to pick a Nightmare. This is the relatively low circle size free mod pick. You'll probably be seeing... Yeah, I'm seeing a Bubble Man comes out for this one. I know he's been practicing this map quite a lot.
Yeah, the real question is how many people will take mods on this and how many people will be safe. It's a legend map, so yeah, the circle size is always going to be a little bit on the smaller side. And legend mapping, I don't really remember it being too chaotic here. There might be some hard sections here, but you know, putting mods on it is where the difficulty is going to really play its role.
Yeah, this map it gets a bit tricky. You need to just be consistent. It gets a bit streamy, I think. I haven't played this map in a very, very long time, so I'm just trying to think. I'll be almost relearning. But I think Hard Rock will probably be chosen quite a bit. The no modder will probably... I don't know who the no modder on both sides is going to be.
You know, it's kind of crazy when you think about it, though. Like, the no mod plays on some of these older maps, like, that's a skill in its own right nowadays. With the fact that most people have gotten really used to AR9 and the way maps are made today, when you do find older maps like this, it's almost like a diamond in the rough to find a player that can, you know, manage to do those extremely well. But then you have, like, people like Doomsday that's managed to go to the old times and the new and still hold pretty darn well, and those kind of players are like literal gold. You don't want to lose them. That's history through the ages. Not only can they play the older stuff well, they understand the new stuff, and those type of players. And I'm not to say that all the new players can't play older maps or anything like that either. It's just you can definitely see that people have a harder time with like AR8. They have a harder time with slow approach rates. Low BPM doesn't really bother anybody anymore, for the most part, unless it's like mapped very tricky or it's mapped with the low BPM in mind to like trip you up getting a low section. But it looks like we will be getting started into this next one.
Yep,
And
on the French side was just determining what mods they wanted to use, so Busty's reassuring his team that it's actually easier with Hard Rock, so he's reminding Phils to stay on Hard Rock. So, okay, the whole side of France is going to be using Hard Rock at least. We've got 2 people using Hidden, Musty and Mr. Zom. We've got 2 no modders on the side of the UK, and 1 Hidden Hard Rock and 1 Hidden. Doomsday just going with the AR8 Hidden because he's just a god like that. So this would be interesting. If everyone FCs, then France will take this relatively easily. But with CS 6.5 for every single player on their side, I'm not sure if that can be a guarantee. UK taking the early lead, but yeah, and then the mods start to take their toll. Oh, Carthy with the early miss and Doomsday with the early miss. This is starting off to be very, very bad for the United Kingdom. Everyone comboing right now in France, and things are about to speed up, so this is where the combo starts to build up. You see some things indicative of Lestra mapping, which is some just relatively spaced single taps, some triples, and then 5 streams. Musty will drop, but he's the only one to break on the side of France, so they still have the combo advantage by quite a large degree. And Doomsday dropped it around the same time, so it almost doesn't matter in a way. The accuracy for the Poon is sitting at 99%, 98.5 for Phils. Musty had a pretty good thing going on, but he's got that miss, but he's got 99.2, so he's no slouch either. The accuracy on the side of the United Kingdom isn't doing too great. You've got Bahamut sitting on 99 with the no mod, and you've got OP James sitting at 98.5, so this is just not looking good for the UK.
Yeah, OP James will find another miss there as well, and that's not gonna do anything good for him.
And the Poon is holding quite ridiculous accuracy as they go through this part. We've got 3 FCs coming out on CS 6.5. I think, oh, we got a miss at the very end by Mrs. On, but I don't think that's going to matter. Yeah, we got 800,000 lead, a convincing win by France for this map. Look at that, 99.42, well done you.
Yeah, this is actually a little bit surprising for me. I know that France was going to give them a hard run for their money. We talked about this last weekend when we were, well, I wouldn't say last weekend, but during the midweek while we were waiting for the round of 16, we had a conversation with a few of the commentators. We were talking about predictions and whatnot. And when we got to France versus United Kingdom, we said it'd be a pretty even fight. But as we're seeing right now, it does look like France is just taking that break point and they're just going with it. And they're continuing to add more and more to their score here. And momentum is definitely going to play a part in this.
This is where we've got free mod pick coming out from Bahamut. He's decided if they want to pick a free mod pick and win it, we'll take our one as well. So they've gone for Solar, which is let's see. Let's have a look here. So the map in choice is Solar. It's that weird extra. It's got the kind of strange patterns. It's got high circle size, I think. It's generally just annoying to read. Hard Rock probably does make it easier for a large proportion of players. So yeah, we'll just be seeing how this goes. Any player swaps coming out from the UK? No, but we've got at least one coming out from France.
Yeah, the biggest thing with Sola, I would say, is probably the long jump sequences. There are a lot of spacing changes. There's a couple streams that they might run into. I don't think those are really going to give anybody a problem. The biggest thing here is mostly the jumps, and turning on hard rock for the jumps would definitely might help if you're good with the high approach rate, but it could also hurt you as it's a little bit more strict with dropping, and I feel like I don't feel like anybody will fail on this one, but when you
I don't think hard rock makes it that hard. It's 5.5 stars. Like the streams don't become harder, the jumps don't become harder with hard rock really. I think it's going to be, for some people, it's going to be a comfort thing. But if you're good at reading and you just you're good at doing that, then I think going no mod is a very reasonable choice. Hidden makes this map very interesting, to say the least. And as we head into it, we see that, okay, we've got hard rock coming out from Doomsday, hidden hard rock from Helix, who's coming in from the UK. We've got Bahamut and OP James. OP James going in with a hidden, Bahamut going with the no mod. And we've got plenty of hard rock coming out from the side of France. What's going on here?
Yeah, it looks like Flavin might be having a little bit of a connection issue there.
Well, I'm listening to Solar. I'm enjoying the music. It's quite quick. I wonder what it would be like if you actually had to play the map at this speed. If anyone will get more than like 10%. Because I can hear the 700 BPM streams, so I think they sound quite fun.
Only the greatest.
My client may... Are you still seeing Flavin just being on the...
No, he disconnected. It went kaboom.
Alright. Should I restart, or I'm not quite sure?
Your best bet in this situation is to just hit that lovely red button. You see the red
panic button? Do I see that? Do I hit the panic button?
Yeah.
I've hit the panic button.
And
It feels so good to press.
Click the red button. Wait, no, not that red button. Boom.
Do I see the panic or exit? I could press either one. Or you've got some other nice buttons like sync music and toggle annotation. But those aren't quite as cool. Just something about the word panic. Just.
I would much rather, set it up for and just have there. But that's just me. All right, it looks like we are going to be able to get into this one now. And as we can see on France's side, we're going to have 2 hard rocks and 1 hidden. And on the United Kingdom side, we're going to have a hard rock, a hidden, and then a hidden hard rock coming from Helix.
Right, we've got an early drop coming up from Flavin and Mr. Zom, so France having some problems there. You got the start stream, everyone's doing fine with that. Oh, this map, we'll just see how it goes. Let's not call it just yet. We got some interesting single tap patterns, like almost anti-jumps, and the annoying pattern to read there, but everyone kind of gets through apart from Flavin, who once again has had a little bit of an accident. But we've got 4 FCs coming from the side of the UK, which I'm not happy about in the least. Definitely not biased me. You've got the slightly back and forth triangles that go back on themselves. You've got the triples coming in. You get the hidden player suffering from the side of France. So the UK will start to slide into a comfortable lead now. We've got 2 FCs on the side of France. We've got Musty sitting on 99% accuracy. Helix holding at almost 98, and Bahamut sitting on the SS.
Also, you will see a drop from Flavin there as well. Not going to help as UK continues to pull their lead ahead. We will find another miss from Helix as well just now. and that's not really going to do too much damage. As you can see, the other team members are holding very consistently. Helix will find yet another miss here in just a second, and everything's looking pretty good for the United Kingdom at this point. They might be able to bring this back. The tiebreaker hype is real.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter. Like, as long as Helix doesn't fail, they should be good. Oh god, he needs to be careful though. He needs to be very, very careful indeed.
And he's dead.
Oh no, don't. Not like this. Not like this. We got one FC coming out on the side of front. Okay,
he's got a little bit of time to pull his health back up, but taking that hard rock was like putting himself in a coffin.
Oh.
And it's not going to be enough to bring himself back, I don't think.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. That is going to be another point for France, bringing this 4-1. Helix, man. Oh, dude.
Things are going so well. You got Bahamut with the 200 FC. You've got Doomsday with the 1 miss. OP James with the 99.6% hidden FC. Oh, and Musty, credit to him, he's got 99.5% getting through those 195 BPM streams with almost perfect accuracy. That's just unfortunate. That just happens sometimes. Things just go a bit wrong. Like, you start missing this. He started missing at a point just before the note density dropped off completely. And because of the drain, along with you're not able to really combo into that section, you can't stay alive through that drain.
Yeah, especially when you up the drain with hard rock, like any chance of coming back was literally deleted at that point.
Yep, as soon as the node density drops, like the only chance you have of unfailing on this map is in the very, very dense single tap sections and on those streams with the slider streams almost. So, yeah, unfortunately, he missed it just the wrong time. That's just unfortunate. Sometimes it happens. We'll see what they decide to go for. Next team to pick France, so they're picking with the match point. This is where dreams come to die for the side of the UK, and where France starts to get a little bit confident, and they go for the DT pick.
Speaking of which, while we're cheering for both of our sides, remember guys, you can pick up team banners now to show support for what team you want to see take this away. And just as always, I do believe if you pick the winner here, you will be able to have that banner for just a little bit longer. And not the winner of this match, I'm talking the winner of the entire thing. And be sure to get support. I'm still a little bit on the fence on what team I'm going to support here, but I definitely will have a banner myself before the beginning of the semifinals.
Indeed you do. Now I'm just looking to see if the UK is going to make any player changes. Probably OP James is going to get swapped out for this one. Not quite sure. Yeah, we got Spook back in. He's the DT god.
Yeah, another thing to note is with this map pool, we have actually seen all mod combinations played on all free mod maps at this point now. So there's been a lot of variety from our players throughout the round of 16.
Yeah, because you want to, in free mod, you always want to go for a combination of both the risk and the reward, which is a hidden hard rock. It's very tempting, you want to get the points, but you need to have good reading, you need to have good aim, you need to be very consistent, and the penalty for missing can be, as you've seen, extreme. So you got to be both brave and pretty good at the game for the free mod picks. And sometimes people just decide to play it safe, go with the hidden and go with the no mods, which is, you just need to find a balance between the risk and the reward. But as we go into the DT pick, we'll be seeing where fingers come to die.
Very true. This might be France trying to get that final nail in and seal this victory, but I've seen a lot of upsets on this map when being played for a seal point or trying to go quick. This is actually what lost if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, and Deadbeat, if you're listening, please correct me, but I do believe this was the map that Italy managed to get the point on South Korea on, because they just went into it for a quick point and it just did not work the way they wanted it to.
Yeah, I don't personally recall, so I'm interested to find that information myself.
I'm probably
we've got some early misses coming out from the side. You've got Spook, who's got a bit less combo, and the Carthy has dropped as well. And we've got 4 FCs coming out from the side of France with 2 SSs.
Ooh, yeah, and it looks like we will actually see another drop from Carthy as well. And that is just not something you want to happen. This map is going to be over before it even begins, as it's a double time pick. It's going to be really quick. So misses are something you really don't want to have happen.
Yeah, okay, we've got SS from Musty. That's no one's assessed this map so far in the WC. So it'll be interesting to see if that happens. We've got plenty of DT players on the UK side, so Bahamut and Doomsday pretty comfortable on a map like this. We've got, well, Phil sitting on 99. We've got very good accuracy coming across from the front side. We've got 4 FCs. We see another drop coming up from Carthy, so things aren't quite going so well on the UK side. We could see things spiral out of control fairly quickly if there aren't some misses from the front side. Musty gets 100s, unfortunate. SS has died. Dream is dead. But we've still got 4 FCs. Things are going okay for France. Still sitting on 99.88. That is the highest accuracy so far, I think. So let's see if he can maintain that. But they are building up the lead. The 400k, oh, it's really getting up there now.
Yeah, unless we see like a massive choke on France's side, I don't see them losing this, and Doomsday will find himself a miss, shrinking that ever shrinking chance of them pulling this victory even further.
Yeah, the chances of them getting a win here now are dropping very, very low. There's almost nothing left in the map now. 99.9% coming from Musty. He deserves to win this pick. And Bahamut misses. He realizes there's not much hope now. Get a little bit of cursor dancing there, but yeah, this is 1.2 million score lead. This is an absolutely convincing win. You got very good accuracy coming out from all French players. 198%, but that can be slightly overlooked. We've got 4 FCs coming out. Like, you don't win a map harder than this.
Oh, not at all. And with this win for France, that's actually going to destroy Juan Crystal's predictions. So no longer can assume that he is half witch. And we are going to see a beautiful 4 full combo. Well, not a complete full combo there, as Mr.
Come on, just call it a full combo. Like, no, he missed a slider. Come on. He deserves it. He's full comboed it. Come on.
Well, pretty much, yeah.
He's got an S. He's got the nice S thing. You see that? You see that? He's got one.
Yeah,
He's
but
got
there's
one.
no
Look at it.
perfect. Look at the 3 perfects, and his perfect is missing. It's
Yeah,
gone.
he's got an S. It's an FC.
It is an FC. It's just
It's an
not
FC.
a
I'm going to call it an FC.
It's not a perfect FC.
Perfect.
It's not a PFC. It's not a
Ekstrom's got 100. Musty's got good accuracy. See that? So, if France were to win convincingly on a pick, it would be that map, and they would do it in that fashion.
Oh, very much so.
They have shown that they were the better side today. They were extremely consistent. You got good accuracy coming out from Musty, well, from almost all players on the French side. You got some misses, but overall very consistent, very high skilled, and they just seem to be better prepared on today.
Yeah, I bet you the United Kingdom was not expecting that. I was not expecting that. Very well played from France. They blew my mind on that one.
By the way, Lidra,
Yes.
you were asking about the Italy that they won.
Yeah.
It was Konoichi.
Okay, so it was
This
completely
guy's
different.
not
Okay, alright. See, I knew I had it wrong, but I wasn't for sure. I feel like this was played in the match right after then, and that kind of happened